the big one I heard is, are the people who you're hiring coachable? Are they, and what that means? So right now, where, like 30 years ago, you couldn't find a coach, right? Like business coaches didn't really exist. There were life coaches, and now we've got people with that title all over the place. But really what you're talking about is, as a director, owner, head of school, guiding, coaching, even maybe more consulting, if you were going to look at like the true definitions of those terms. Um, what are some things that you think might be a huge help for directors if they could take one thing away from this episode of, here's a way to turn that little coach knob to help with those folks who maybe aren't quite
Ooh,
connecting?
that's a really, really good question. And I think something I think about is, as leaders, it's our job not only, like we said, to wear all those hats we talked about earlier, right? It's our job to wear all those hats. And it's also our job to create the culture of the program. And when we're talking about creating a space where people feel comfortable enough to be coachable, that takes time, honesty, communication. And so if there were one thing that I would be able to tell a director, it would be spend time building relationships.
I'm
Spend time
clapping.
building relationships. I see Karen's cheering over there. She's clapping. Yes.
Yeah, so building those relationships, and you're specifically in this case talking about building those relationships with your staff. So
Yeah.
I loved you talking about onboarding. I mean, I struggle with people who think onboarding and orientation, which may or may not even be a full day, is all they need to do. So, and that really is a whole other podcast episode.